The lion appears, and everything shifts in an instant. Its heavy steps sweep across the grassland, resonating like distant thunder, the ground trembling beneath each stride. Speed, strength, and strategy merge into one, unfolding in every moment. The lion does not emerge to display itself. Each step declares who truly claims this open land. This is no game, but a test of survival, where even the smallest misstep can bring everything to a sudden end. Hyenas on the savanna are known not only as persistent hunters, but also as long-standing rivals of the lion. Their strong jaws can generate more than 1,000 patsoe of pressure. A clan often includes 10 to 30 individuals, living in a tight matriarchal structure. This organization turns hyenas into formidable competitors for many species, including lions. They hunt on their own, approach closely to take portions of another hunter's meal, and may even challenge a lioness when acting as a group. When a lion has just secured a meal, the hyena clan quietly follows from behind. They gather in numbers and spread into a curved formation, closing in from multiple angles. The power of the group and their precise coordination can force a lion to step away from its prize. Encounters like these are always tense and high pressure, among the most intense standoffs on the grassland. A lion is not easily deterred. Its instinct to dominate drives it to reduce competition within its range. At times, a male lion follows the scent of hyenas toward shallow den entrances where young hyenas appear. Even a single approach can silence the area around the den, deepening the long-standing tension between the two species. Along the edges of their territories, a lone hyena straying from the group faces a greatly increased risk of confrontation. A sudden charge can bring a standoff to an abrupt end. It shows that every step a hyena takes toward a lion carries significant risk. And on the savanna, each moment is shaped by instinct and survival strategy. African wild dogs are masters of speed and endurance. Each one weighs about 50 to 80 pounds, built with lean, powerful muscles made for long-distance running. They always move as a pack, coordinating every step with precision. Reaching speeds of up to 44 miles per hour, they maintain a steady pace for hours. Against lions, wild dogs rely on close tracking, splitting angles, and taking turns applying pressure, making them one of the most challenging opponents to face. When the pack is hunting and unintentionally crosses into a lion's patrol zone, the risk of a territorial clash appears immediately. A single short-range charge is enough for the entire pack to recognize the danger ahead. In that instant, their formation can break apart if one individual loses footing, and the chase for survival ends almost as quickly as it began. Yet pure strength does not always guarantee an absolute advantage. When a lioness moves alone or travels with her cub, she becomes a target for the wild dog's persistent harassment. Swift approaches and a burst of loud calls can force this larger predator to retreat, turning her body to shield her cub and keep it safe. In moments like these, the line between overwhelming power and necessary caution becomes unmistakably clear. Moving forward or stepping back is always a difficult choice. For a male lion, adulthood is not just about its body growing larger. It is a long journey of securing the right to survive and to control territory. Lions often live in prides or male coalitions, and each stretch of land is a valuable asset, shaping food sources, mates, and safety for the whole group. Conflict ignites when a solitary male steps into an occupied range, openly challenging the authority of the one who came before. When male coalitions meet, a lion must face some of the most intense confrontations with its own kind. Tracks, scent, and roaring mark the opponent's boundaries, yet it rarely chooses to turn back. It moves deeper into unfamiliar ground, like a clear declaration to the one in power. It knows that every piece of land gained comes at a heavy price, yet it still accepts the test of both strength and resolve. The one that prevails keeps the territory and the right to breed. The one that loses must withdraw, sometimes standing right at the edge of survival. It is a harsh cycle of power, where only the most determined individuals remain. Lions that manage to hold a territory for 2 to 3 years reach the peak of their strength and help maintain balance across the wide grasslands. The leopard is a solitary big cat, known for its agility, stealth, and remarkable reflexes. It moves skillfully along high branches, rocky slopes, and through bands of shade, carefully watching its surroundings to avoid lions and stay discreet across the wide savanna. Yet caution is not always enough. The lion, the dominant hunter of this land, with overwhelming strength and refined coordination, uses every opportunity to claim a meal. If the leopard carries its food up into a tree, some lions are even willing to climb after it, determined to challenge for the prize. At times, when a lion closes in, the leopard immediately rolls onto its back, claws raised, defending itself with calculated care. It knows that a single misstep could cost it everything. If the lion chooses not to prolong the tension, it simply threatens and then moves away. But when the leopard makes too many mistakes and is driven into open ground, with no escape route back to the trees, the lion can quickly bring the confrontation to an end. This encounter does not begin with hunger, It is driven by the lion's instinct to assert its dominance, and on the savanna, there is no room for weakness. Across the open grasslands, the cheetah is the embodiment of unmatched speed. Its light frame, long legs, and flexible spine allow it to surge past 60 miles per hour. In most chases, few animals can keep up. Yet even this incredible speed is not always enough to protect it from the lion, the ruler of this land. When it senses danger in time, the cheetah can twist sharply through curved paths and slip out of sight. But a single moment of misjudgment, when a lion closes in too quickly, can render its speed useless. One brief delay can bring its entire journey to an abrupt end. In the competition for a meal, the advantage almost always belongs to the lion. The cheetah must eat quickly, regain energy, and leave before other predators arrive, or everything slips away. Though it is the fastest among the big cats, it is also the most vulnerable. On the vast savanna, speed keeps it alive, but power still rests with the lion. The cheetah survives through sharp awareness and careful movement in a world where every mistake means losing its chance to endure. The Nile crocodile, an ancient predator more than 15 feet long and weighing over 1,000 pounds, is a master of stealth. It waits patiently beneath still water, watching for the moment when an unwary animal steps too close to the edge, ready to launch a sudden strike. Yet even with its impressive strength and burst speed, the crocodile rarely holds the advantage against a fully grown lion. When the encounter happens on the sandy bank, the balance shifts instantly in the lion's favor. With a flexible body, quick reflexes, and precise movements, the lion quickly takes control of the situation. If a lion is unfortunate enough to get caught in a crocodile's grip, the hunter can become the one at risk, a sudden turn in nature's unforgiving rhythm. Crossing the river is always the most tense moment. From below, a crocodile may surge upward, trying to clamp down on the lion's body. But the lion uses every ounce of strength to break free, springing out of the water like a survivor refusing to yield. It reaches the bank, its body still trembling, yet its eyes shining bright. Proof that the will of a ruler is not easily subdued. Under the blazing sun, an adult rhinoceros stands like a living fortress. Its thick, armor-like skin, sharp horn, and massive muscles make any predator think twice. With just a single turn of its head, the space around it seems to tremble. Facing this giant, a pride of lions must move with extreme caution. They study every movement, circle from the outside, and avoid any rushed approach. When an adult rhino becomes stuck in mud and loses its ability to maneuver, it creates a rare moment for lions to consider a direct attempt. They inch closer, yet every step is filled with hesitation, because one sudden counter move could cost the entire pride dearly. Many times, the shadow of a lifting horn alone is enough to make the lions back away. Understanding that risk clearly, lions often choose targets they can control more easily. When they set their sights on a young rhino, the chance of success is higher. But it also brings another danger: the mother. The moment a mother rhino arrives, every plan the lions formed can collapse instantly. One powerful charge is enough to scatter the entire pride, forcing them to retreat to avoid serious injury. In the frozen far north, the grizzly steps forward like a breathing mountain, silent and unstoppable. Each footfall is a statement. Without rushing, it reads the landscape through the scent of the wind, the traces on the ground, and the shifting rhythm of the seasons. In a land where energy is as precious as gold, the most enduring creature does not merely survive, it shapes the rules for everything around it. So what makes the grizzly the one that sets the law across this icy forest? The grizzly ranges from Alaska and Canada to the mountain forests of the United States, where harsh climates and shifting seasons shape every source of food. It stands as a symbol of natural strength, rising over 7 feet when upright, with powerful muscles that help it dig, climb slopes, and travel long distances without losing rhythm. Despite its steady appearance, this animal carries surprising speed, reaching nearly 35 miles per hour. That leaves many wondering, can a bear that seems calm in the quiet woods truly be harmless? In the wild, the answer always lies on the thin line between its curiosity and its instinct to survive. Between grass-covered valleys and broken, steep slopes, the grizzly becomes a formidable pursuer. Weighing nearly 1,200 pounds, yet moving at a pace comparable to a track athlete, it uses every small advantage in the terrain to close the gap on a deer, an animal known for quickness. The grizzly presses forward with cold persistence, not rushing, but tightening pressure with each stride. It waits for the exact moment the deer slips up, losing footing in tall grass, or hesitating at a fallen log, letting the landscape do the rest. In that decisive second, endurance and massive muscle allow the bear to surge in, take control fast, and end the chase before the forest can fall quiet again. In the cycle of the ecosystem, the scene is a reminder. Nature does not belong to the fastest, but to the one that reads the ground, and patiently waits for the smallest mistake from its rival. As winter approaches, the grizzly's entire body enters a quiet yet remarkable preparation phase. It searches for a rocky den, a hollow tree, or a thick earthen shelter that blocks the wind, then lines the inside with dry moss and loose grass. A small, warm, isolated space becomes the key to conserving energy through the long months ahead. During hibernation, the bear's heart rate slows to about 8 to 12 beats per minute. Its body temperature drops slightly, but never plunges the way it does in many other species. Astonishingly, it does not eat, drink, or release waste. Every bit of energy comes from the fat layers built during salmon season and the earlier months of foraging. Its body recycles waste, preserves muscle, and keeps its bones from weakening. For a female, this is also the season of birth. Newborn cubs, weighing only about 1 pound, open their eyes in the warm darkness, relying on their mother's slow, steady breathing to survive. When spring returns, mother and cubs emerge with just enough energy, a testament to extraordinary adaptability in one of the harshest northern landscapes. During mating season, the northern forests become tense. Adult male grizzlies begin marking territory through scent, long claw marks on tree trunks, and steady patrols along familiar routes. Each sign is a declaration. This area has an owner, and any intruder should think carefully before entering. When two males cross paths, a clash does not always break out immediately. They circle, take wide strides to display their size, and release low, resonant sounds as a warning. If one senses a disadvantage, it turns away and withdraws, avoiding unnecessary energy loss. But if both are determined, the encounter moves into a test of limits. It starts with silent intimidation, followed by short bursts of pressure. Each shoulder push and heavy brace aimed at forcing the rival off a stronger position. Claws and teeth serve as stabilizing anchors, helping maintain balance and create forward pressure. The moment one loses rhythm and turns away, the confrontation ends. One keeps the territory, and the other preserves its strength for another season. During this time, the female becomes the center of pursuit. She chooses a mate based on strength, the ability to secure territory, and the persistence of the male. But she also carries her own responsibility, keeping her young safe from unfamiliar males that may pose a risk if they approach too closely. Territory is not just a place of shelter. It is the stage where every choice, advance, retreat, or stand firm, shapes the next generation of the species. In the dense forests of Alaska, a moose is one of the toughest opponents. Standing over 6 feet at the shoulder and weighing more than 1,400 pounds, with legs like steel springs, it is almost a moving wall. Its broad antlers and powerful front leg strikes make a grizzly cautious every time it closes in. The grizzly understands the cost of a rushed move, so it targets weaknesses instead. With a young moose, the bear often pressures the calf towards the water's edge, where escape routes narrow, then patiently waits for the brief moment the mother loses focus to move in and gain control quickly. With a full-grown moose, the strategy shifts. The bear forces its rival down into the riverbed, using deeper water to wear down the advantage of those long legs. Each step for the moose grows heavier and slower, while the bear keeps its balance and steady pressure. But the moose does not only flee. At times it turns back, lowers its center of gravity, and drives a front leg strike as a clear warning, enough to make the bear pause and reassess. The standoff becomes a sequence of push and counter-push, where a single small mistake can change the outcome. In the north, endurance is not only about strength, but about choosing the right weakness and letting the land itself, the shoreline and the deep river, become a quiet ally. Salmon season transforms northern streams into a living ribbon of energy. Thousands of salmon push upstream to spawn, and for the grizzly, this is a crucial window to build fat before the long winter ahead. It chooses strategic points, near waterfalls or narrow runs, where the fish are forced to surge upward to pass through. The bear stays fully focused, eyes locked on every shadow moving beneath the surface. When a salmon bursts from the current, it reacts in an instant. A forepaw hooks it cleanly, or a precise snatch meets the fish at the exact drop. Each successful catch brings in about 4,000 to 6,000 calories from a full-grown salmon, rich in omega-3 fats and easily absorbed protein. But not every attempt lands. Sometimes a fish slips past and vanishes into the flow. The bear only shifts back half a step, adjusts its position, and waits for the next wave, because behind that patience is a bigger goal: building reserves for a winter sleep that lasts for months. Here, strength is not in noise, but in knowing when to wait and when to strike with the current. In the northern forests, wolves are master coordinators. A pack of 6 to 10 individuals moves like a living network. Some close in, some block the path. Others keep distance to test reactions. With speed and strict teamwork, they can apply pressure even on animals larger than themselves. And indeed, there are moments when sheer numbers allow wolves to drive a grizzly away from a food source. They circle, make short rushes, and stretch the tension long enough to push the bear back one more step. But when the bear turns away, it is not always losing. In a world where every calorie is as precious as gold, retreating can be the wiser choice, saving energy for a better opportunity. Yet there are other times when the bear stops retreating, and that decision shifts the entire tone of the forest. Its thick shoulder hump rises, the front legs anchor like coiled springs, and its claws, nearly 4 inches long, make one sharp, concise warning sweep. Not prolonged, but unmistakably firm. Against that storm-like power, the wolf's formation naturally loosens. A pack may test with numbers, but when faced with an opponent that chooses to stand its ground, all it can do is widen the distance and wait for another chance. Nature does not crown the most aggressive, but the one that knows when to advance, when to pause, and when to step back to live fully for the next season. Across the vast savanna, the lion remains the ruler, every step shaped by strength and survival instinct. Each encounter is a reminder that nature favors those who are sharp and determined. Every creature plays a role in this dramatic, ever-moving story of the wild. If you're drawn into the pulse of the wilderness and its breathtaking moments, feel free to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to follow the next adventures of the natural world.